Are the Cowboys just getting started with their off-season shakeup? A new report suggests more major moves are already lined up, and the updates coming out of Dallas are bigger than anyone expected. Some insiders believe the front office is finally getting aggressive and pushing all the chips in, while others warn these decisions could come with serious risk. Why are these updates surfacing now, and who's really driving the next wave of changes? One key detail in this report hints that the Cowboys' plans are far from finished, and the biggest move may still be ahead. Cowboys Nation, because this one is not noise, this is not clickbait, and this is definitely not just another slow off-season rumor. Multiple reports are now pointing to something big brewing inside the Dallas Cowboys organization, and if even half of what's being whispered turns out to be true, this team is nowhere near done making moves. In fact, the message coming out of the building right now is simple and loud: more moves are incoming, and the Cowboys are not sitting still. Over the last few days, league insiders, beat reporters, and front office sources have all started circling the same idea. Dallas is active. Dallas is talking. And Dallas is positioning itself to strike when the right opportunity opens. This isn't the Cowboys of old, where they'd say we like our guys and call it a day. Something feels different this time, and fans are starting to notice it. Let's start with what sparked all this. A new report revealed that the Cowboys front office has been in continuous contact with multiple teams across the league. Not just casual check-ins, but real conversations about roster flexibility, contract structures, and potential trade windows. When that happens, it usually means one thing: they're preparing options. And in the NFL, you don't prepare options unless you plan to use at least one of them. One of the biggest hints comes from the way Dallas is handling its current roster. Look closely and you'll see it. Short-term deals, flexible contracts, minimal long-term commitments at certain positions. That's not accidental. That's strategic. It creates room for sudden moves, surprise trades, and last-minute signings that can change the direction of a season. The Cowboys are keeping the door open, and that door looks wide open right now. Now let's talk about the positions being quietly linked to these potential moves. Wide receiver continues to be at the top of the list. Yes, Dallas has talent. Yes, there are young players with upside. But the reports suggest the Cowboys want more reliability, more explosiveness, and someone who can instantly tilt coverage away from the rest of the offense. They're not just looking for depth. They're looking for impact. Another area that keeps popping up in conversations is the offensive line. This one shouldn't surprise anyone who watched last season closely. Injuries, inconsistency, and lack of continuity hurt this team at critical moments. According to reports, Dallas is exploring veteran options and trade scenarios that could bring immediate stability. The goal isn't just to survive the season. The goal is to dominate in December and January. Defense is also very much in play. Despite having star power, the Cowboys know that one injury can change everything. Sources suggest they're monitoring pass rushers and interior defensive help, especially players who can rotate in without a drop-off. Depth wins championships, and Dallas seems to have learned that lesson the hard way. What makes this situation even more interesting is the timing. We're at that stage of the offseason where teams start to feel pressure. Some franchises realize they're not contenders and want to reset. Others are up against the cap and need to move contracts. That's when smart teams strike. The Cowboys appear to be waiting patiently, watching, and ready to pounce when the market shifts. And here's the part Cowboys fans really need to pay attention to. One report specifically mentioned that Dallas does not want to make just one move. The word used was plural. Moves. That suggests a chain reaction. One addition could unlock another. A trade could lead to a signing. A release somewhere else could trigger a quick Dallas response. This is chess, not checkers. There's also internal pressure playing a role here. This roster is too talented to waste. The window is open, but windows don't stay open forever in the NFL. The front office knows expectations are sky high. They know another early playoff exit would be unacceptable. And they know that standing still is the fastest way to fall behind in a league that never waits. Players inside the locker room are feeling it too. There's a quiet confidence building, according to insiders. Not arrogance, but belief. The kind of belief that comes when players sense the organization is serious about winning now. When veterans see the front office pushing chips in, it changes everything. Energy shifts. Accountability rises. Focus sharpens. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Fans have been burned before. Every year there's hype. Every year there are promises. So why should this time be different? The difference is behavior. This front office isn't talking loudly. They're moving quietly. They're letting reports leak instead of making bold public statements. Historically, that's when Dallas is most dangerous. Another clue is how disciplined they've been with money. They haven't panicked. They haven't overspent. That tells you they're waiting for something specific. You don't save flexibility unless you know you'll need it. And right now, Dallas looks like a team that knows something is coming. Let's also talk about how the rest of the league views the Cowboys at this moment. According to multiple insiders, Dallas is seen as 1 or 2 moves away by other front offices. That perception matters. It makes teams more willing to negotiate. It makes players more open to joining. Nobody wants to jump onto a sinking ship, but everyone wants to be the missing piece. And don't ignore the coaching factor. The staff knows the heat is on. There's urgency behind closed doors. That urgency often leads to aggressive roster decisions. Coaches want players they trust. Players who fit exactly what they're trying to do. That can lead to sudden changes that shock fans but make perfect sense internally. As we move closer to training camp and the preseason, expect the noise to get louder. Names will start flying around. Rumors will spike. Some will be fake, some exaggerated, but buried inside that chaos will be real movement. And based on everything being reported right now, the Cowboys will be involved. The biggest mistake fans can make is assuming silence means inactivity. In the NFL, silence usually means negotiations. It means leverage. It means waiting for the right moment to strike. And when that moment comes, it often comes fast. So here's the bottom line. The Cowboys are not done. Not even close. The reports are clear. The signs are everywhere. More moves are coming, and at least one of them has the potential to seriously change how this team looks and feels heading into the season. Now I want to hear from you. What position do you think the Cowboys must address next? Wide receiver? Offensive line? Defense? Or do you think a surprise move is coming that nobody sees yet? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because Cowboys Nation always brings the best debates. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want real Cowboys updates without the fluff, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss what comes next. Because if these reports are right, the next Cowboys update could drop at any moment. And trust me, you don't want to miss it.